Save $5 on fresh Atlantic salmon fillets, $13.99 per pound. 5-pound bag of all varieties, red potatoes, only $3.49. A quick meal in minutes, Ronzoni spaghetti, $1.49 for a 16-ounce box. General Mills Honey Nut Cheerios, $3.99 for a 12.25-ounce box. Select varieties of wholesome pantry almond milk, $3.95 for a 64-ounce carton. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, January 12, 2018. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. Don't allow the actions of a few to tarnish the image of the Bermuda Police Service and the good work that's being done by the vast majority of officers. That's the view of National Security Minister Wayne Keynes in light of recent alleged acts of wrongdoing on the part of a number of cops. Gary Moreno tells us more.
One officer arrested following a fracas outside a nightclub. Another appearing before the courts for allegedly assaulting a member of the public. Yet another suspended pending the outcome of an investigation into a similar claim. National Security Minister Wayne Keynes says while the gravity of these matters are not lost on him, he sees them as exceptions.
There are 427 officers. The instances that you refer to are few and far between. They are not being swept under the rug.
That means there's...
Let me, kind sir, please let me finish. Every one of those instances will be dealt with the appropriate measure. We have the Police Complaints Authority. We have the court system. We will never allow anything to be thwarted or to be covered up. If a police officer does find himself afoul of the law, we believe that they should be held accountable.
Pressed on the serious nature of these incidents and the negative image it portrays of those sworn to make Bermuda safer, Minister Keynes, to use a Bermudian expression, says, right is right and wrong is no man's right.
I cannot stand in front of you and make any excuse for bad behavior for someone that is operating outside of the Police Act. I can tell you that, number one, the majority of the men and women in this country, the 427, when they put on their uniforms, they operate with dignity and aplomb. I am saying that there are members of the Bermuda Police Service, and if they are deemed to be acting outside of the Police Act and acting outside of the ambit of their authority, they will be held accountable for that.
Reminded of the continued efforts of the Bermuda Police Service to engender good relations with the wider community and the impact of officers being accused of wrongdoing and even arrested could have on those efforts, Minister Keynes maintains the Bermuda public is quite discerning.
We have a small country, and we have to hold our police officers accountable, but at the same time we cannot vilify them, and that is a delicate balance. Our community, this is not lost on them, and they have the ability to balance who is a good officer and who is a bad officer. It befalls my role, the police commissioner's role, and the governor's role to make sure that this is not systemic within the organization, that there are clear checks and balances within the organization, and that there is a clear opportunity to hold any people that might act nefariously to hold them to account.
Previously asked to comment on these incidents involving members of the BPS, a spokesperson for the organization told Bermuda Broadcasting News these matters are being dealt with in the appropriate manner, and there will be no comment forthcoming before that process is completed. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Health and safety issues would be among the chief concerns the Bermuda Police Association would like to have the new Commissioner of Police address. BPA President Andrew Hayward telling Bermuda Broadcasting News these concerns have been left outstanding for too long. Once again, Gary Moreno has the story.
Asked how the association feels about the possible appointment of someone from outside Bermuda as successor to current Commissioner Michael De Silva, Sergeant Hayward declined comment, since, as he put it, such decisions do not fall under the remit of the BPA. He, however, expressed the BPA's commitment to work with whomever is appointed commissioner. The BPA chairman expressed the view that any commissioner, though, should support the organization, which represents police officers, by lobbying government to conduct a comprehensive study into health-related issues affecting those officers. Mr. Hayward argues at least 14 serving police officers are known to be suffering from a critically painful medical condition known as trigeminal neuralgia or suicide disease. He adds, while not considered a fatal condition, it is reported that many who suffer from this disease attempt or complete suicide. Sergeant Harewood cites research which he says shows that 12 per 100,000 persons worldwide suffer with the condition. He goes on, quote, "We are concerned about the high prevalence of this disease within the Bermuda Police Service. There are also a number of officers suffering from other lifestyle diseases commonly associated with police work, which is of concern to us. Our efforts thus far to have government look into this matter have been ignored," unquote. Now, with regard to news of Commissioner De Silva's impending departure, Sergeant Harewood revealed that the BPA was saddened to hear of it. Mr. De Silva, he acknowledged, did not only commit his life to public service, but was dedicated to the service of his colleagues. He served with distinction as a member of the executive committee of the BPA and also held the post of chairman. Mr. Harewood telling us this attribute set him apart from other commissioners and made him dear to his members' hearts. Commissioner De Silva's understanding, knowledge and respect for the role of the BPA made it easy for the organization to carry out its legislative remit. He says they are grateful for his counsel's support and commitment to the BPA during his tenure, and it had been an honor and a great privilege to be led by such an esteemed and highly skilled commissioner, who has had a significant impact on the lives of his charges, both professionally and on a personal level. Elsewhere, Sergeant Harewood points to the reduction of gun violence in this country as Commissioner De Silva's most significant achievement, saying he did an excellent job in this regard against the pressures of a shrinking budget as well as staff shortages. The Commissioner, Sergeant Harewood asserts, should be highly commended for his work and will surely be missed. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Tributes pouring in today from both political leaders and others for veteran politician and businessman Quinton, who died yesterday morning. Dame Pamela Gordon-Banks, the last UBP premier, said his country owed him a debt of gratitude for his selfless work. Edness also worked here at Bermuda Broadcasting Company for many years, rising from librarian to managing director. One of his closest friends is former Premier Sir John Swan.
I was privileged to know him for a very long time, and to have him as one of my role models. He spoke so well, he dressed so well, he thought so well, and he gave of himself so well. And he served in the government under me in such a profound way in housing and health and works in engineering. And so, you had a man that left his footprint on the sands of time of Bermuda. And then Quinton had a lot of friends, good friends, dear friends. I had the opportunity of being with them, doing things with them, traveling abroad with them, and really celebrating life itself. So, the man physical, like my wife, is gone, but the person, spiritually, the person who has left an indelible mark on Bermuda, will not disappear, because he has affected so many people that will continue to contribute towards the well-being of Bermuda. And I think all those people who looks in their hearts and says, who helped to turn my life around to make me a useful person, a useful citizen of Bermuda. And you'll find out deep down inside, the one person that comes up all the time, at least one person, will be Quinton Edness. I was at his wedding. It was my first official function after I became premier. So we've been close. And I'm saddened, very saddened. I'm saddened that he's gone, because I won't have him to pick up the phone to and counsel with. But I'm glad that he no longer is in any discomfort or pain. And I think what we have to do now is to celebrate the life of Quinton Edness.
Stay with us. More news after the break.
You can count on us.
Save $2 on fresh round stewed beef, $5.99 per pound. Save $3.70 on fresh sweet blueberries, $4.29 for a 1-pint tub. Save big on ShopRite long grain rice, only $3.75 for a 5-pound bag. Clean up with Bounty Basic Paper Towel, just $1.29 for 1 roll. Unbelievable low price on Palmolive dishwashing liquid, only $1.99 for a 20-ounce bottle. Visit our website at www.marketplace.bm for more super specials.
You can count on us.
The whole concept came from the collaboration with BF&M and the America's Cup. The Endeavour program is the legacy of the 35th America's Cup that was here in Bermuda in June. And we've continued the charity now operating in Bermuda. And going forward, we thought, what a great opportunity for children on the autism spectrum. And hence we actually developed the No Limits program. They really do benefit from this kind of outdoor experience, this environment. You know, just yesterday going off the east end of Bermuda, I mean, they wouldn't have done that. Not many children in Bermuda have done that. And just them learning to take control of a large bit of transportation that they're doing at that age, and they may never get that opportunity.
That's where you see the biggest progress is whether they were looking at their hand steering, you know, it's now they're looking forward and actually looking where they're going because they've realized, oh, I know where my hand is. I can do this without looking at my hand.
We are so grateful for the Endeavour program and what it has done for the students on the autism spectrum.
Welcome back. Well, all week we've been bringing you our Sugar High Special, a look at Bermuda's battle with diabetes. And on this final night, Tony Waterman joins me back on set. Tony, you really have been able to touch on a lot of important subjects this week.
Yeah, Diane, we've certainly been running the bases. We haven't talked about everything, but we have gotten in there, you know, diabetes' impact on the healthcare system, on the economy, just how addictive sugar can be. And you may remember that we started this series out by taking a look at the numbers. Bermuda has one of the highest rates of diabetes in the developed world. It's a leading cause of death here. And tonight we're going to be looking at another area, so to speak, where Bermuda is leading the pack, and that is in amputations, diabetes-related amputations. And I should probably warn our viewers that some of the images in this story are quite graphic.
Actually, always tell me all right.
Shakespeare once wrote, "The course of true love never did run smooth." For Andrew and Rosalie Painter, the road turned rough Christmas of 2016 on a trip to Brazil.
Everything was good. I felt great. Then when I was away, like I said, everything just hit you like a ton of bricks. Bang. Everything just shut down.
A rubbed toe led to a big infection, a serious problem for the type 2 diabetic. Diabetes can hamper the body's ability to fight infection and can spread infections more quickly. When Andrew returned to Bermuda, he went straight to the doctor.
9 days later, I was in Boston. The next day, gone.
2 toes on his left foot were amputated to stop the infection from spreading.
The first time I looked down and saw the toes were missing, I didn't feel any remorse or anything like that. I felt more or less relieved, like knowing that I wouldn't be in the pain, I wouldn't have the pain anymore.
But was it a wake-up call for you?
Definitely. That's why I'm trying to make the adjustments and the changes now.
Andrew's story isn't unique. Diabetics in Bermuda are having their lower extremities removed at twice the pace of OECD nations. Dr. Annabelle Fountain says a lack of access to proper podiatry care is partly to blame.
I regularly have patients referred to me who have never had a proper foot examination. My patients have never seen some of the tools that I use, and they may have had diabetes for 20 years.
Dr. Fountain says that's not because there aren't good doctors in Bermuda. Rather, a for-profit healthcare system means that those at the lower end of the income spectrum may be opting out of treatment.
So, for example, somebody comes to my office and they, my bill, say it's $100, but if their insurance covers $20 and they have to pay $80, if they don't have $80, they're not going to come and see me, and they won't get what they need.
By the time they do get what they need, it could be too late. And for those at most risk for diabetes, the poor and the elderly, the situation gets even murkier.
You can just think about how each piece of that money that comes out of this disposable income changes their ability to make choices, not only for themselves, but let's say they have dependents and they have families that they're supporting. Every step of that has a toll on our communities.
It takes a toll on marriages, too. Nearly a year on, and Andrew Painter's wound is still healing. He's out of work, and the bills are piling up.
In the beginning, I guess it would have been like $600 a month.
Yes, it's too much stress because you have the rain, to have velcro, have foods.
But there's one thing money can't buy: love. Every day, Rosalie tenderly unwraps, cleans, and bandages her husband's foot.
We are family, and you make it with love.
I mean, like with scars and everything else, like here, I used to tell her, like, I don't really like the way this looks, and she's always telling me, like, hey, you gotta accept it. It's a part of, that's who you are.
Yeah. This means he is alive.
Wow, hard to watch. A lot of pain and suffering going on there. Can only imagine what those families are experiencing. So from the series, from everything that obviously has been on TV, what has been the response from the public?
We have gotten a tremendous amount of response to this series. I mean, people calling us up here in the station to share their thoughts, saying that this is something that is really hitting home for them. They're taking a second look at their lifestyles, at their diets. We also have had quite a tremendous response online as well. We have some Facebook posts here we want to throw up there for you guys. We have Kim writing into us saying, hey, excellent, no more covering up, the first step to really doing something about all of this. We have Isabella coming out to say that it's time to grow our own veggies in our garden. Tastes better too, can't really argue with her on that point. Tracy, take a look at this. She's showing us eat boiled food, sent us in a picture on our Facebook page of her dinner, looking pretty delicious there. We also have Susie saying, this is great, I learned something from this today. And this Susie actually posting this in response to that story we were in yesterday, which was really looking at different ways that you can buy things and different ways to think about how you're spending your grocery dollars.
Right. I know I went home and looked at my refrigerator after that piece at the grocery store last night. It makes you think twice. So the series ends today, but it doesn't come to an end. We have something exciting to look forward to on Monday.
Yes, we certainly do. We're going to be reporting live. We're going to be broadcasting live on Monday night from the diabetes, the obesity and the diabetes symposium, which is going to be taking place at the Hamilton Princess. We're going to be live there. The Minister of Health is going to be joining us for that discussion, and we're going to be able to get even deeper into this issue and really start talking about the changes that can be made at a government level and at a personal level. So we hope everybody joins us for that on Monday night.
Good stuff. Thank you, Tony. So turning to weather news, sunny breaks with a few light showers over the weekend. Here's the latest from AccuWeather headquarters.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This forecast is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group. We do have an area of high pressure sitting just to the north and east of Bermuda. On the back edge of that, we're seeing more of a southeasterly wind flow. Maybe a brief shower in a few spots, but in general, most of the time, we're looking at some dry weather. Our temperature in St. George is 70 degrees, same thing in Hamilton and in Somerset Dockyard. The humidity is at 85% with a southeasterly wind of 14 to 18 knots. The water temperature is 65 degrees. Waves inside the reef 1 to 3 feet, outside the reef 5 to 9 feet. Looking at tonight's forecast, partly cloudy and breezy with an overnight low of 69 degrees, and then tomorrow breezy with periods of clouds and sunshine, a high of 72. Can't rule out perhaps just a brief stray shower, but most places will remain dry. And we have a small craft warning in effect because we do have the windy conditions. Our high tide number 1 comes at 5:34, and our first low tide at 11:21 p.m. for tonight. Our second high tide, 6:07 in the morning, Saturday morning, and the second low tide comes just after lunchtime at 12:50 p.m. on Saturday. Here's our gateway forecast. If you're heading to Toronto, it is going to be cold, 14 degrees, partly cloudy skies. New York's at 47 degrees with some rain around early. Atlanta, 40 degrees and partly cloudy skies. In Jamaica, we'll have some showers around the area with a temperature of 86 degrees. And in Trinidad, we could also see a couple of showers in the forecast. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at some generally dry weather here. Like I said, we can't rule out maybe an isolated shower. A front comes off the coast of the U.S., and as it comes through on Monday, we'll see increasing clouds. We're also going to see some showers around for your Monday. We may see a quarter up to a half an inch in some spots on Monday. Then on Tuesday, we have a partly cloudy sky, 71 degrees, 70 degrees on Wednesday with a partly sunny sky. To stay up to date with all the latest that the weather has to offer, tune into Ocean 89, Power 95, and Inspire 105.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I got these for seasickness last week, and they're terrible.
That's strange.
I know. I put one behind each ear like you're supposed to, and nothing happened.
These are tablets. You're meant to take them with water.
I got this pump for my asthma. Hasn't changed anything.
Show me how you're using it. It's an inhaler. You're meant to breathe it in.
Well, this toothpaste? Definitely off.
It's a hemorrhoid cream.
Well, that explains why my gums are shrinking.
On April 4th, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated outside his room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. What happened inside that room the night before is the subject of Katori Hall's The Mountaintop, winner of the prestigious Olivier Award for Best New Play. I'm Gilbert Glenn Brown. In 2018, as the world marks the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's death, The Mountaintop imagines his final night on Earth as he reveals his hopes, regrets, and dreams to an alluring, enigmatic maid. LA Theatre Works presents a work hailed as breathtaking, hilarious, and heart-stopping, The Mountaintop by Katori Hall. We look forward to seeing you March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the Bermuda Festival of the Performing Arts.
If you're looking for extra savings and free benefits
with car insurance
and home insurance,
Colonial has just the cover you need.
there's a free $250 gift voucher for new home insurance customers too, and 10% car insurance discount if you have home insurance.
With a claim service that's quick and friendly.
We call it Cover Without Added Costs.
Call for a quote on 296-3700 or visit cgigroup.com.
Colonial, where people come first.
Tomorrow sees the start of the Bermuda Festival of the Performing Arts. It begins with a competition for young musicians from Bermuda. 6 acts ranging in size from an 8-piece violin ensemble to 3 solo singers will be taking part. So yesterday we heard from 3 of them, and today Hal Davis brings us the final 3.
Sky Miners is a pupil at Cedarbridge. She says dance is her favourite activity, but it's clear at 14 she's already an accomplished singer.
Children not to do what I have done, so spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.
I've been singing for about maybe 4 years, and my parents really introduced it to me. Well, I was singing in the shower one day, and they were like, "Oh, you should sing now," and I was just okay, and I just got into it ever since then.
And so what sort of music do you sing, or is there anything you...
I really sing what speaks to me, basically. So I like a lot of Adele, and I just sing, you know, House of the Rising Sun, for example. I heard it one day, and I was like, oh, this is a very, you know, intimate song, so yeah.
Sky will be up against her schoolmate and friend, Sade Lee. Sade hasn't been performing in public so long, so is slightly nervous ahead of the competition, though there's no sign of that when she sings.
Take a moment, remind yourself to take a moment and find yourself. Take a moment and ask yourself if this is how you fall apart. But it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You've got nothing, got nothing, got nothing, got nothing to fear. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
So who does she think is her main competitor?
Sky. Cause like I've heard her sing and stuff, and I've sung with her, and she's one of my closest friends, and I know that if she gets it, or if I get it, that we'll somebody side, and then we'll be happy for each other, but we'll secretly want to punch each other in the face.
Right there.
Yeah, we should just play that note.
Two brothers, Gareth and Ross Cooper, complete the list of competitors. They don't often play as a duo, but separately have years of practice behind them.
I've been playing for 7 years.
4 years.
Do you often play together?
Not exactly. We just came together for the performance.
The organisers say it's a deliberate policy to begin the festival with young Bermudians this year, a chance to kick off with an event everyone can get behind and showcase some of the island's extraordinary young talent.
In other news, former Premier Dr. Ewart Brown tonight announcing that as a result of severe reductions in payments by the Bermuda Health Council, the CT scan unit at Brown-Darrell Clinic will close on January 31st of this year. Dr. Brown saying in a release, quote, "For the past 10 years, Brown-Darrell has provided backup CT services to the hospital and a private choice in CT care for Bermudian patients. We have also been at the industry forefront in providing highly specialized physician reports and in reducing turnaround time. According to Dr. Brown, we never anticipated that we would be put out of business by a government agency." He alleges the Bermuda Health Council achieved one of its goals, the closure of Brown-Darrell CT, said Dr. Ewart Brown, executive chairman of Bermuda Healthcare Services and Brown-Darrell Clinic. Dr. Brown went on to say few businesses could survive up to 87% cuts in revenue with only 2 weeks' notice. Dr. Brown argues as the Health Council empire builds itself with more highly paid consultants, employees, and unnecessary travel, it's wreaking havoc on the provision of physician services to Bermudians. He adds Bermuda healthcare will not be affected by this decision, end quote. We now go to Earl Basin with the latest from the sports desk.
Bermuda youth Olympic high jumper Janai Parentchief will soon return to action, having overcome a few injuries in 2017. From his Arkansas residence, Parentchief laid out what his goals are for 2018.
My biggest goal is to really stay healthy and get myself back in the good. I'm having a good all season. I recently tweaked my hamstring though, so I'm fitting out this fracture and we're playing a buyer. I'm okay to compete. They basically said that they're trying to do everything to make me into a complete better athlete. So me and Glee said now a couple of weeks to get stronger to as much as to my fullest potential. Then that's what I'm doing right now. But get myself back going.
Do you feel as if you are now much stronger? You're listening to your body more?
Definitely. They have a good support team down here when it goes from the weight coach to sports medicine coach to my coaches themselves. They know exactly what I'm doing. Every day they have a specific plan for each individual, which is what I like. Rather than at my other school, it's mainly just everybody. They actually have more resources and more time to sit down and individualize everybody's main game plan, especially someone like me who has to prepare for more than one jump. They really have to take care of my body and help me to learn how to take care of my body.
As we reported, Anton Gilbert successfully completed the educational program required to achieve the designation UCI Road Elite National Commissioner by the International Cycling Union. We asked Gilbert about the makeup of the course.
The Elite National Commissioner's course is standard of officiating within cycling. That allows you basically to oversee internationally held bicycle races. Now, there's a level of officiating just above that called an international commissaire. These two roles, they work hand in hand.
Check out the great products at our $4 Depot stores. Party bags, candles, soaps, and a variety of health and beauty items, even candy. A number of kitchen items, aluminum baking pans, an assortment of socks in various sizes, even baby products. Your choice of items for only $2.50 each. Stop by any of our 4 stores today. The Dollar Depot, stretching your dollars further.
The whole concept came from the collaboration with BF&M and the America's Cup. The Endeavour program is the legacy of the 35th America's Cup that was here in Bermuda in June. And we've continued the charity now operating in Bermuda. And going forward, we thought, what a great opportunity for children on the autism spectrum. And hence we actually developed the No Limits program. They really do benefit from this kind of outdoor experience, this environment. You know, just yesterday going off the east end of Bermuda, I mean, they wouldn't have done that. Not many children in Bermuda have done that. And just them learning to take control of a large bit of transportation that they're doing at that age, and they may never get that opportunity.
That's where you see the biggest progress is whether they were looking at their hand steering, now they're looking forward and actually looking where they're going because they've realized, oh, I know where my hand is. I can do this without looking at my hand.
We are so grateful for the Endeavor program and what it has done for the students on the autism spectrum.
That's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic weekend. Good night.